All right. Welcome back to another episode on Across the Board. Today, we're going to talk about the NHL playoff picture, along with a couple of big trades that have happened today. So, with that being said, let's just get right into it. We're going to start out with a trade that happened a couple hours ago. Philip Deneau was traded back to Montreal from the LA Kings for a second-round pick in the 2026 NHL draft. Philip Deneau was in Montreal from 2016 to 2021. So, going back to where he had played before, when I believe they had went to the Stanley Cup final when he was there. So going to be reunited back with his old team. So exciting for him and this Montreal team. And then Mason Marchment, about 40 minutes ago, was traded to the Columbus Blue Jackets. And the Blue Jackets acquired Marchment in exchange for a second and fourth round pick. And the Kraken received the Blue Jackets 2027 second rounder and the New York Rangers 2026 fourth round pick. So good stuff there for Columbus, as they are sitting in the bottom of the Eastern Conference all in all. But again, 6 points back, a very tight race in the East. So a good pickup for them. We'll see if that can boost their playing ability and see if they can sneak into the playoffs there. So now we're going to get to the big picture, the entirety of the video, talking about teams in the playoff currently and where they all stand. So let's start out here with, we'll talk about Detroit first. So Detroit leading the Atlantic Division, 6-2-2 in their last 10. Playing good hockey, nothing much there to be said. Playing well, leading the Atlantic, exciting to see them there. So yeah, we're going to move on to Florida now. A team that is finally back in groove. 7-2 their last 10. They have won 4 straight. Bobrovsky playing well, his whole group playing well. Paul Murray's team, no surprise here that they're in this spot. And we kind of knew they would be. I know we did a stress meter on a couple episodes ago talking about this playoff picture and talking about Florida. I know I had them on there, but at a very low number. I knew they'd be back in the spot. And here they are. Playing well. I only expect them to get better going forward. So excited to see them there. And Montreal playing well, 18-12-4, and then obviously just acquired Philip Deneau. Playing well, 5-4-1 their last 10. They won their last game. They beat the Chicago Blackhawks last night in 4-1. Playing good hockey, doing what they need to do. Cole Caulfield, young team, playing well. And Jacob Fowler making headlines, the young goalie for this team. He's been playing well for them. So excited to see if that can work out for them, and hopefully Jacob Fowler will work out for that team. So exciting to see that there. And we'll move to the Metropolitan Division, and there's really nothing much to be said here. No surprise whatsoever. Carolina lost in a shootout tonight, 4-3 against Florida, actually, and the Florida Panthers. Washington playing well. They shut out Toronto last night. No surprise, those two teams. New Jersey, 4-6-0 in their last 10, but they've won 2 straight. So hopefully that's the turnaround they needed for that team. And that's the big thing with them. We'll see if they get a little turnaround, see if they can stay in the playoffs. And we'll see what happens with them going forward. Okay, they're going to move on to the wild card. And that's where things gets interesting because, again, as I said in the last video, every week we do a video going over these teams and the playoff picture and everything. It's going to be interchangeable. I mean, we'll see teams moving in and out, in and out. Very little teams stay. I think the only teams I know that have stayed right where they've been is Carolina and Washington. If anything, they flip flopped 1 and 2. Or actually, no, I take that back. They probably stayed there with the point differential. But either way, they stayed the same. But from here to the rest of the season, I would say at least for a month or 2 longer, we might see just more teams moving in and out of spots. It's just how the NHL's been this year, and that's really exciting. I think for people who don't watch hockey much. Me as a fan watching hockey, I love seeing it. I love every week knowing that hey, like everyone's got a chance. Every game matters, and every game matters in general. But seeing it now, more importantly, is awesome to see. So kind of move to the wild card here. New York playing well, no surprise there. 6-4-0 in their last 10. They have lost 2 straight though. Patrick Patrick Waugh led team, a good group as well there. Um, I think they'll be good. I have no concerns there. But again, it's a lot of teams playing well, man. So we'll see where everything goes out for them. Philadelphia playing well, another young team, 4-3 in their last 10. So they've been able to collect 11 points in their last 10 games. Uh, they have lost one. They lost last night to Buffalo, um, which was a very a 1-1. It was 1-1 game after one, 1-1 after two, or 2-2 after two, and then Buffalo ended up sneaking away at the end. But a young team, a very young team. So we'll see what happens with them going forward. I think it's gonna be exciting to watch them. And again, I expect the wild card to be flippy floppy with a lot of teams moving in and out. So we'll see how that goes. And then we've got to talk about some bubble teams here. Boston, 2015, 40 points, 6-4-0 in their last 10. They've lost one. They lost to Edmonton last night, a team who's been really hot and playing well. And we'll talk about them in a little bit. Um, they've been a team this year that I think have been a big question mark, as in will they make the playoffs, will they not? I think they're a team that we'll be seeing moving in and out a lot. I think they're one of the teams that we'll see going in and out, in and out. Um, Still a good group, I think. Jerry Swayman, David Pastrnak, a lot of good guys on that team, and we'll see, what they can do, going forward. But again, I think I wouldn't be surprised. I think they're going to be that one team that'll be flipping in and out of wild card to Atlantic, to maybe sitting outside like they are now. They'll be a very interchangeable group this year, I think. So we'll see how it goes there. Tampa Bay, they've lost three straight, 3-6-1 in their last 10. Not good for them. But again, John Cooper team, I'm not surprised. Victor Hedman injury wasn't good for them. But again, a John Cooper, veteran coach, there's no concern there. Veteran group of guys, I think they'll be able to get back in their Atlantic spot. They're only 1 point back, and they've all got the same games played. So interesting to see there what's going on there. Then you got, of course, New York here sitting outside, 3 points back of a Metropolitan spot, 2 points back of a wild card. But the big team I wanted to talk about here for this East is the Pittsburgh Penguins. They have lost 7 straight games. They got blown out by Edmonton. I say blown out. Both goalies playing their old teams. To Stuart Skinner loss. Got shut out last night against Ottawa. Very concerning. Very, very concerning. Obviously, 2-4-4 in the last 10, as you can see there, but they have lost 7 straight games. Again, I'm very concerned for this group. A team that we highly talked about this season and what they've been able to do has not gone their way. And so, with that being said, it's concerning. So we'll see if this team can get turned around, but you just hate to see that. They've lost 7 straight games. They got shut out. They weren't scoring. Very concerning. They do play tomorrow night, though, or I think when this gets out there, it'll be tonight. They'll be playing the Montreal Canadiens, another team in the East who's been playing well. So we'll see if they're going to be able to get that turned around. And I think it could take one game to get turned around, and we'll see how it plays out for them. But with that being said, the East has kind of been the East what it is. Obviously, you see Toronto sitting down here. They're 5 points off a wild card spot. They've just had a season 5-3-2 in their last 10. A lot of injury, a lot of just craziness there. But we'll see if they're able to put something together, and we'll see if they can get their season turned around. But I'm a little concerned there as well. They were a team also I was very concerned for, and then we did a stress meter. I still feel the same way. But they've got to do some real stuff there to get turned around and get back into a playoff spot. So we'll see what goes on there. But that's the East. Again, the East is a fun race. I think, as I've said before, a lot of interchangeable parts, a lot of interchangeable teams. So just something to keep up with going forward. So it's going to move to the Western Conference now, where we'll first the big highlight. Just I'm going to circle it right here. The Central Division. All 3 teams up top the NHL. Colorado won 4 straight. Dallas won 3 straight. Minnesota won 6 straight. In their last 10, Colorado's 8-1-1, Dallas 7-2-1, Minnesota 7-2-1. elite hockey clubs right here. I think that's just all you need to say. Elite hockey clubs, elite hockey being played. I mean, this is an elite group. It's just elite. Minnesota getting a big trade with getting Quinn Hughes added to the roster. Wallstead playing well. Dallas, Shea Ottinger, this group playing well. Colorado, the goalie tandem, Scott Wedgwood, Mackenzie Blackwood. Exciting stuff to see there. It just is. Um, and there's really just nothing much to talk about except they're all playing well. Colorado's got 57 points, Dallas 53, Minnesota 47, but they're all up top. The NHL, there's just nothing much to say. They're playing good hockey. They're just playing good hockey. We'll go to the Pacific Division. Vegas playing well. 6-3-1 their last 10. New addition to Carter Hart, huge. I think I felt a turnaround. Obviously, I watch a lot of games being a fan of Vegas. Um, a big turnaround for them. Carter Hart enters the lineup, and it's huge. Big difference maker there. So excited to see them playing well. Obviously, the big concern 10 overtime losses just can't happen. 10 beyond, I mean, that never should happen. But I don't want to make it all about that. Anaheim, 5-4-1 their last 10. They have lost 2 straight. They got blown out by Dallas tonight, 8-3. But if I'm being honest, there's no concern for me. A young group. I think they've kind of made a point that I think they will still be in the playoffs. Where I don't know. I think they'll either be in the Pacific Division or they'll just fall down to a wild card spot. Either way, I think they're a playoff team either way. But we'll see what they can get turned around. Edmonton, they've turned it around. 17-1 their last 10. They've won 2 straight. A group playing well. They just got it turned around, and we knew they would. Well, I say knew they would. It's one of those things we were hoping they would. We see if they would. But again, a big turnaround. And I know when I did a video, I was stressed about them too. I mean, I thought, I'd said it and I was wrong. And they proved me wrong. I mean, it was a thing of, again, we talked about last year. They got turned around fast. And we knew they would, but this year felt different. And even Edmonton fans were saying this feels different. But they turned it around. They're playing good hockey. They're just playing well. And it's exciting to see if you're an Edmonton fan. And we'll see what they can do going forward. They're going to be a playoff team. And again, we'll see how it plays out. Got the Kings right below them, 4-4-2 in their last 10. Again, not much to be said here. I think they're going to be a playoff team. I don't know if they're anything special, exciting. But either way, who knows? We'll see what they can do going forward. Good team, good roster. Again, just gave away Philip Denal today. But good goalie tandem, Darcy Kemper. Good group there. I'm blanking on the other goalie. I couldn't tell you why I am. It's going to bother me, so now I'm going to look. Maybe it's pulled up. I think it's Forsberg, though, if I remember. Well, that's the help me. All right, well, it's gonna bother me if I don't know who the other goalie is. I believe it's Forsberg, though. Um, but I don't want to say anything wrong. But with that being said, also news: Darcy Kemper was put on IR, which is a big concern for them. He took an injury to the head um, in their game a few days ago. That's something to pay attention to, and that's of concern. Um, so that's something to pay attention to because, yeah, again, Darcy Kemper, veteran guy, no, very good goalie. Um, so thoughts and prayers for him that he's able to get back out there. Yeah, Anton Forsberg. Okay, I was drawing a blank, but Anton Forsberg, still a good tandem, and then Phoenix Copley, a guy they've had on their roster last year as well. But either way, Darcy Kemper being out, huge loss for them. So Anton Forsberg going to be the guy, and then Copley behind him. But we'll see if that group get turned. A group can play well and play good, which I think they will. I look at the wild card spot here, San Jose. I mean, exciting team to watch. Young group. Not a lot of belief from fans they'll make the playoffs or people in general, but who knows? Still a young group. A lot of exciting things to see, man. Macklin Celebrini, Askarov playing well. A good group. Exciting to see them here. And again, in a playoff spot. Um, the wild card in the West will definitely, I think, there will be some changing parts. I think there's definitely breakaways here from this point, though, who will be in, who won't. Um, but at the end of the day, exciting to see the Sharks there, and only good stuff going forward there for them. Kind of shift down a little bit to a couple of teams. You kind of see on the line Utah, St. Louis, Winnipeg. Winnipeg hasn't been playing well, man. Rough to watch. Won't get too in depth there, but Connor Hellebuck injury came back, and things still haven't quite changed. So we'll see if that can get fixed. Chicago, devastating loss. Connor Bedard injury, a huge loss for them. They've lost 4 straight. Um, heartbreaking. Only want to hope he's okay. I'm just going to mention one more team down here, but Seattle, 1-9-0 in their last 10. They've lost 4 straight. It just seems to be a big downfall. I know I talked about it. I think the night we did the episode, they had beaten the Kings in a huge game. They came back home, were able to win. And I was like, that may be the game to turn it around, but things have not turned around for them. Devastating loss, dealt away Marchment today. Won't get too in depth there, but devastating to see, and they definitely won't be a playoff team in my mind going forward. But again, that's the playoff picture. That's where it stands right now. Some games this weekend that could have some big implications because there was some good ones. Flyers, Rangers, 2 teams sitting right there in the wild card spot just outside. Red Wings and Capitals will play, so that'll be an interesting game there. Oilers, Wild, 2 teams have been playing well. Blackhawks, Senators. Let's see here. Pittsburgh and Montreal is going to be an interesting one. We'll see if Pittsburgh can get it turned around. I think for them, that needs to be their game. Things have got to get turned around. It's got to be now. You can't keep digging yourself a hole. So we'll see how that ends up playing out for them. Carolina plays Tampa Bay at 6. Tampa Bay looking to get back into a playoff spot. I think they, no doubt in my mind, they will. So we'll see what happens with them. And then on Sunday, Colorado and Minnesota play at 5. That'll be a great game to see. And I believe they're Central times. And then you've got, let's see, some other big ones. Montreal and Pittsburgh will play again. There's actually a couple games like that, I believe. Or is this? Let's see. Yeah. There's a lot of teams playing. It was really confusing because I was like, wait, they're playing back to back? They are. Um, Montreal will play Pittsburgh again. Boston plays Ottawa, which would be a big one to see if they can get if Ottawa can get a spot or if Boston can crawl back in there. And Vegas will play Edmonton on Sunday, which will be an interesting game for sure. We'll see how that goes out for them. But with that being said, that is the playoff picture as it stands right now. We'll obviously get back with more of it after this week's games. We'll see what all shifts, what all changes. But exciting stuff to see. All good to see. And we're going to be obviously keeping lock in with it. Tune in Monday. We're going to go over the college football playoff games. As I'm recording this, Alabama-Oklahoma has concluded. Alabama beat Oklahoma 34-24. We'll talk about that on Monday. But more big games this weekend. Review college basketball as always. Preview those games. So a lot of good stuff. So stay tuned. Watch those. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, YouTube. Go view our TikTok and Instagram accounts at Across the Board. And yeah, that's all we've got for you. Hope y'all have a good night, and we'll see y'all on Monday.